Okay.
Welcome to Action Hour. We have breaking news for you today. Hundreds of ducklings dead. Urgent help is needed for survivors after Balut shipment disaster. We're here with Howie Berkowitz from the Duck Sanctuary, and we are urgently trying to raise funds to help him help the remaining ducks survive. Howie, thank you for being here.
Welcome, Howie. I'm going to go right to you because you have some breaking news that just happened an hour ago. I'm here with Jane Velez Mitchell. Thanks for being here, Jane.
Thank you. I want to hear the breaking news.
Go ahead, Howie.
Good afternoon. We just got a phone call from a lady, a friend of mine who works for the slaughterhouse, and the slaughterhouse called her. And the lady that we got all the eggs from and the chickens, all the babies from, just dumped off another 180 fertilized eggs at a slaughterhouse. And we just sent somebody up there. They were left in the parking lot next to the dumpster.
When you say fertilized eggs, what do you mean? Are they?
There are babies in all the eggs.
Oh.
We have pictures. They're very disturbing. I want to warn everyone. I'm going to be showing people. We'll see very clearly exactly what's going on here. Howie, why don't you tell people how it started? Eventually, you had 1,000. The lady had 1,000. Tell the whole story. Break it down for us.
Okay, what happened was last Wednesday afternoon, I got a phone call from a lady. No background, no nothing. She just asked me if we could take 60 baby ducks that accidentally hatched. And so we were very curious as to why there were 60, and she was very, very secretive about it. But we eventually said, yeah, we'll take all 60, not a problem. She called back later that evening and talked to my CFO, and then she started confessing the story a little bit more. It turns out there was a little over 200 baby ducks that had hatched. And she said it may go up higher. And then finally, Thursday afternoon, she finally confessed the whole story to us, that she was a Balut distributor and that they had bought over 1,000 eggs, and the shipment to her was late. So in turn, all the people that buy from her had already went to other distributors to buy eggs. So she was stuck with over 1,000 eggs that were already at day 24. Now, duck eggs hatch at 28 days. So she was stuck with these eggs. They usually already start to cook them at day 20. So they were already 4 days past their expiration date. And then she started hatching them, and she was, in a panic. She had no idea what to do.
So and then let me just play a little clip to show her.
Welcome to Action Hour. We have breaking news.
Okay, apparently we lost sound. I thought you could hear me, Howie. You could talk over that, but go ahead. That sort of sets the stage. So what happened next?
So what happened was she finally confessed to us the whole story. We found out about the 1,000. They were hatching every single day. She said that she wasn't going to allow me to come to pick them up until Saturday. She didn't want any of the employees of her company to know what was going on. The brother actually told her to start throwing them in the dumpster, and she just had a moment of consciousness, and couldn't do it. So she found me and asked me if I could come pick them up. Again, it wasn't till Saturday morning that the arrangements were made, and she told me there would be as many as 400. So we're assuming at some point, we didn't know what happened to the other 600. So when we got to her warehouse Saturday morning, there were only actually 300 that had actually hatched, and then another 2 flats, so another 50 or so eggs that were starting to hatch when we picked them up.
So you could go to the Duck Sanctuary. Where exactly do you go to help? Because I've got some breaking news of my own.
Yes, tell us your news.
We're in Winchester right now, so anybody that wants to contact me that can help either foster or just come help at the sanctuary, all they have to do is call me.
All right. Well, we've got an incredible donor who has just contacted me, who was very upset about this plight. That's why I'm jumping on. And he said he is creating a matching fund of $2,000.
Wow.
$2,000 to help you rescue these ducks. And that means that we have to raise $2,000 in order for that matching to kick in to reach $4,000, which would go a very long way to rescuing and caring for these ducks. So I personally am going to right now go to the ducksanctuary.com and donate $500 personally to get this donor base started again. We need to raise $2,000. That's the matching fund that was called in to me by somebody who was very upset about this, and that he wants us to raise $2,000 in order for his match to kick in for a total of $4,000. So I want to kick it off for $500. I'm going to do that right now while you guys are talking. I'm going to take my credit card and go to theducksanctuary.com and make that donation.
/donate.
What?
Yeah.
/donate. Well, it just says theducksanctuary.com. So /donate.
Yes.
So while you guys talk, I'm going to do that. And then let's get back and let's get more people donating. If you donate $5, $10, $25, we can reach theducksanctuary.com /donate. We can reach that total. So don't pay attention to me. I'm doing this right now. Keep talking.
This is great. And I'm going to donate $100 as well when I get off.
Oh my gosh. So we're already at $600 of the $2,000, and we're urging everybody. This is breaking news. This just happened, and we're going into action because we care about animals. We don't want to see these animals suffer. Can you explain how this is a perfect example of how cruel the egg industry is, whether it's duck eggs, whether it's chicken eggs? Can you explain this whole process where people think, wait, there's just eggs? No, the eggs are babies, and those babies become ducks. Can you explain that, Howie?
Yeah, it's pretty sickening. What they do is they actually buy the fertilized eggs from a company, from a farm, and what they do is they'll incubate the eggs all the way up till about day 17, and that's when they put them up. That's when they put them up for sale.
$2,000 for baby chicks. Who was that? Was she just
saying
let's see.
That? Are you donating it, sir?
Carolyn Sampson, what are you saying? Are you donating $2,000 for baby chicks?
Or are you just
tell us,
cheering
Carolyn Sampson, please clarify on
everybody.
Facebook what you're saying. Are you saying you are donating another $2,000, or are you just expressing shock? Yes, $2,000 for baby chicks. These are sentient beings. They have just as much right to live as you or I. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you.
Wow.
Pitch in, Carolyn, even if it's $5 or $10.
Yes, 5 or 10, whatever you got.
Yeah. Okay. Will you put them on full screen so I can make this donation and get right back to you?
Of course. We're going to show more pictures. So, folks, these images may be disturbing, but Howie, exactly. Tell us about the process. And I have that one picture, that horrible picture of the baby that's still in the fetus position inside the egg. And we can just imagine it being boiled alive like that. I mean, it's horrific. We've got to stop this. We've got to help you because you need us.
Yeah, it's extremely horrific. Like I said, they incubate the eggs till about day 17, and then they ship them off to the restaurants. And around day 20, anywhere from day 19 to day 21 is when they're served. And they actually take the egg straight out of their cartons, and they put them into boiling water and murder them immediately. And that's how it's served. So around day 21 of the egg, and remember the duck is born at day 28, so it's basically 7 days from it being born is when they do this.
That's a baby that probably would survive. It was born naturally right then. Of course it
obviously,
I mean, if it hatched early, it's a full-grown chick, is my point.
Are you a 501c3 nonprofit where people get a tax write-off for making these donations?
No. Not yet, right, Howie? He's frozen, but not yet. He's working on that.
Okay, so that's all right. I'm still donating.
Me
Donating.
too.
I just want to know.
We need to help him right now because he is the only one. I don't know how he froze. Howie, go off and come back on if you can. He is the only one in our whole area doing this, and he's doing it all alone. He drives 40 minutes each way back and forth to work. Let me show you another clip while Howie, we need to get Howie back in here.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you in the meantime, but let me just I'm trying to make the donation.
I'll run this clip for a moment. So from what I understand, a group of 15 people were kind enough to jump in and help him. And we need your help now because the time is ticking and these babies are going to grow up. Hopefully he can save most of the ones that are left, which, oh my gosh, it started at 1,000. So this is horrific. And we really, really need to give our support to him. I'm sure he'll be back on here any second. If you have looked at any of these photos that I have here, it will just break your heart. You can see the volunteers struggling to get food to these babies, and they were denied food and water for 3 days because the individuals that were keeping them want to keep it quiet because they know what they're doing is horrendous. And when people find out, and that's why we've got to get the word out, because when people find out, they are going to be horrified. So please help. Jane's back.
I'm back. I made my $500 donation plus covering the transaction fees is $540. And yes, I'm doing that because these ducks are innocent. And the idea that you're going to let hundreds of ducks die in their shells or crawling out of their shells, I'm embarrassed to be a human being when I hear these stories. And there's nothing I could do with $500 that is going to make me happier than rescuing all these innocent babies who have committed no crime except being born into a horribly cruel world. So I want to repeat the news that I got. Harolyn Sampson is saying, I can't donate money now. My money is used to tend to his hot spots. I'm between paychecks. All right, I understand. But I do know that there are people watching who can donate. And I'm telling you, $5, $10, $25, $30, $40. We have gotten a matching fund. A man reached out to me who I know just a little bit. And he said he saw this story. He's really upset. He wants to create a matching fund for $2,000. And I said, great. I said, you do that. I promise you. Ruta Sultanpur is donating $50.
Yay!
Rutan Sultanpur is donating $50. Thank you, Rutan. And please do me a favor. Go on there, make the donation like I just did with my credit card, and then come back and say donation made, because we're keeping a tally. We're going to stay on here until we get close or reach the matching funds. $2,000.
Can I step off and you take over? So let me go off and do it.
I'll take over while you go off and do that. So to bring you up to date with this breaking news, there is a crisis involving ducks. It's made me sick to my stomach. First, I heard 700 ducks. I heard 400 ducks, but now there's 200 ducks plus possibly 65 more ducks literally being born out of their shells that were dumped. A very kind man who's a philanthropist reached out to me personally just a little while ago and said, I'm sickened by this. I want to pledge $2,000, but it's matching funds. Jane, go out there with Lindsay and raise those matching funds, and we will together help save these chicks. So with the $2,000, I wanted to get it started, so I donated $500. Lindsay Baker just went off screen to donate $100. That's $600. Ruta Sotanpur says she's donating $50. Ruta, that makes it $650 toward our $2,000 goal. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, everybody. $5, $10, $15, $20, $25. It's going to add up quick. There's nothing you can do with $25 or $30 that's going to make you feel as good as donating to the ducksanctuary.com/donate. In fact, just go to the ducksanctuary.com, scroll down, you see a donate now. It was very easy. I did it in under 2 minutes. Meanwhile, Howie, the wonderful man who is rescuing these ducks, bring us up to date. I know you have signed a confidentiality agreement or some kind of NDA so that the person who called you and alerted you doesn't get in any kind of trouble. So tell us the story. Where did this happen? When did this happen?
Like I said at the beginning, last Wednesday is when I got the phone call, and it's actually a family member of the business, and so she didn't want to get her family name involved or anything else. It's a distributor in Orange County. That's all I can really say. And they distribute out to all the restaurants in that area. So basically, one of the family members told her just start throwing them in the dumpster. She couldn't do it, and that's when she sought us out and asked if we could start taking them. And again, it originally started out with 60. And then wound up to be close to 350 by the time we got there on Saturday morning.
And have you gotten these animals already?
Yes, we have them in our possession. We went there Saturday morning early. We went to her warehouse. We immediately, she wouldn't let me bring anybody with me for obvious reasons. So we all convened in the Walmart parking lot a few blocks away. And I'm sure you know who Josh Goldstein is. He was there, and Vanessa and a couple other people. And we immediately got them all out of the cardboard boxes. They hadn't been fed or watered for the 3 days that they had been alive.
Oh, wait a second. I got to stop you right there. These ducks had not been given food or water for the first 3 days of their lives. Listen to that again. For those people out there who say, well, it's not that bad, these animals are treated okay. No, they hatched and they were sitting in their shells or moving around their shells without food or water for the first 3 days of their lives. If you think that's not a terrible thing, you go without food and water for 3 days and then call me and tell me it's not such a big deal. Continue on. But what was the death toll? We've got Lindsay back. Well, finish your thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
The whole thing is completely sad because they were never meant to hatch. So they were not in any type of incubator. So the problem was there was no humidity, not the correct temperature. Unfortunately, half the ducks were born that couldn't even make it out of the egg. You could see where their beaks had pipped through the egg, and then they passed away. It was beyond belief. The ducks that we were able to rescue, like I said, no food, no water. So we unfortunately had 30 of them pass away immediately. We were able to save the rest, but as the days have been going on, what happens is when these poor little babies are incubating, if there's not the correct humidity involved, they're born with all kinds of issues, eye issues, leg issues. It was very, very sad. Fortunately, most of those have passed away already. So we're
How
right now.
many passed away?
The first hour, there were 30 that passed away. By the time we got them to the sanctuary, we had 20 volunteers here, and they all grabbed ducks and started feeding and watering them and giving them electrolytes and vitamins. We lost another 60.
Oh my God! This is
if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see the funeral that we held last night. We buried them. It was just so sad. So in total, we probably lost about half of them.
Dear God, I've got some more breaking news. Ruta Sultanpur said she just donated the 54 plus $4 processing costs. So she's donated 50. We're up to $650 donated. And Tiffany Brunelli, a wonderful activist who helps Unchained TV, just made a $35, 37 with fees. So that's $35. We're up to $685 already of the match. We are going to stay on. And when you donate, people, if it's $5, $10, $15, comment in the Facebook comment section, or you can comment on the streaming network that you've donated, and then we will read that out alive, because we are making a commitment to get to this $2,000 match, so that these poor animals, now that Howie has courageously rescued them, he can't do it alone. Nobody can take care of more than 300 ducks by themselves with no help from anybody else. That's an impossibility.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask you, Howie, what goes into taking care of these ducks? Like, what happens now? Like, you've got them all there. Now what do you do?
We have them all here. We have them separated into groups of ducks in varying, we have them in condition, depending on how their condition is. A lot of them are very lethargic and not eating. So we're having volunteers come by every couple hours, and we're hand feeding as many as we can. Then we have the ones that are medium, that are starting to come around a little bit from the electrolytes and the vitamins. And then we have some that are actually eating on their own. So we have 3 areas right now that we're divided. And we had 3 people here today helping us. Right now I'm here by myself. So tonight I'm going to have to hand feed as many as I possibly can. And then luckily some people came by yesterday and they took another 30 home. And so they're going to be fostering those 30.
I've got another breaking news. Shelly Petlansky-Watkins has already donated $25. And she has also shared out this video. Shelly Petlansky-Watkins, thank you. That brings us up to $710. We are almost at the halfway mark of raising the $2,000 to match the funds of the philanthropist who reached out and said he wants to save these ducks, and told Lindsay and myself, you have to find the matching funds. So this is our mission. And when we get a mission, we stick to it. Please donate now. Just go to the ducksanctuary.com. You scroll down, it says donate. You can do it in 5 seconds, really. It takes a second. You put your credit card in or PayPal, and then comment to us that you've donated, and we'll keep this going, because these animals, the clock is ticking right now. Isn't it, Howie?
It is, and he's got a duck in his hand here. Let's see.
This is one of the ducks that actually hatched here that we had to help take it out of the egg. This morning when we got here, she was barely moving. I've been hand feeding her all day personally myself. So I've been giving her vitamins and everything. And she was actually very active about a half an hour ago. Now she's ready for a little nap, but she's going to pull through it.
Explain, I saw the video of you pulling the egg off the duck, helping her get out. Now, that's not what you normally do. According to
never.
Tell people why you don't ever do it to help.
You never want to help a baby out of the egg ever. It's a very natural process, but again, correct temperature, correct humidity. They had 0 humidity. It was just hot with no humidity whatsoever. We had ducks with eggs that were still attached everywhere on their bodies. Again, like I said, a lot of them couldn't even open their eyes because there was no humidity for them to help. Oh, this guy is trying to get out again. Hold on a second. But you can see, if you look at her head, you can see the back of her head. It's really sad what happened to these poor babies. And for her to even be alive as long as she's been alive, the only reason is because of what we're doing right now. Because if she had been left on her own, she would have long passed.
Yeah. And there's so many of them, so many. Repeat again how many you have now. Because we've gotten a lot of information.
Well, again, we took in 350. We've lost about half. So right now we're feeding and taking care of about 150 of them.
I see.
Wow.
And that's a huge amount, right? Compared, and you also, you might want to touch on the other residents you have. Now you've got a lot of other residents there.
We have 400 permanent residents here at the sanctuary that we take care of every day, day in, day out. We spend $160 a day as my food bill, and that doesn't include my vet bill, my utilities, my rent. We buy straw once a week, so we spend another $200 to do all the pens every week. We change the pens completely out and put brand new bedding for the ducks. We also have two full-time employees. I mean, it takes a complete group of people to take care of this many ducks.
Harriman says, I can donate $1. We'll take any amount. Isn't that right, Howie? No amount is too small. We want to reach our goal. We want to reach that goal because we are going to be able to raise $4,000 plus. We want to go beyond that goal.
Well, let's hit the 4,000 first, and then we'll think about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, I mean,
you're right.
I'm texting people I know, and, you know, trying to get people to follow through, because there's nothing you can do with 10, 20, 30, 40, or even $500 that's going to feel as good as saving these poor little animals. You know, we've turned this planet into Planet Slaughterhouse. It's disgusting. 65% of total mammal biomass is enslaved in cages because of factory farming. And this is exhibit A of just how horrible factory farming is. Can you show a little bit more of the duck while I'm
texting? I do have a little clip.
Another day. We give them just water individually, but some of them
one's already dead, right?
Yeah, they need a niacin. Oh yeah. Oh, die. Sorry, baby. So sorry. We try so hard.
So Howie, how are the ones that are there acclimating? How are they getting?
Well, luckily, because of where we are in California, today is 102 degrees, and so it's a perfect temperature for them. They love this temperature. As long as they have plenty of water to hydrate, this is the greatest temperature. I don't need any kind of heating blankets. I do not use heating lamps for the specific reason that they'll dry them out. A lot of people that are trying to raise baby ducks immediately go right to the heat lamp, which is completely wrong. It's a heating blanket is what we prefer, so that it doesn't rob all the moisture from their body. So right now we don't have to do anything. We cover them in blankets in the evening time, and it stays about a consistent 80 degrees here. So when you have this many ducks all together at the same time, their body is doing very, very well.
Well, that's good news. And we have another individual that wants to make a donation. Any amount would be amazing. So Buddha Mike, where do you donate? We have just go to the ducksanctuary.com/donate. I was just there.
You don't have to even go to /donate. I just did it. You go to the ducksanctuary.com and you scroll down and there's a donate button right there.
Okay, great.
It's been very easy. Very, very easy.
So please, so far, everyone, donate if you can.
Yeah, we're at $710, and we have a $2,000 match. So let's first get to 1,000. Tiffany Brunelli, she's donated. She already did. Harlan Sampson says she can only afford $1, but that's okay. Every dollar counts. So anybody who has donated, all you have to. Annie Abram is donating $20 now.
Yay!
Annie Abram.
Thank
So
you,
that
Annie.
brings us to $730. We are really very close to the halfway mark on
Let's show those.
it's
pictures.
amazing. We're close to the halfway mark, and I'm sharing out to everybody I know this video. So share, 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 share. Can you start from the top, Lindsay, for those just joining us?
Right now, you are watching Unchained TV, and we are here raising funds for the Duck Sanctuary with Howie Berkowitz. Thank you for coming on. So Howie, maybe you're the best person to recap. What is going on? What do you need right now?
Well, like we stated earlier, there was a Balut distributor that unfortunately did not sell their eggs in time, and they all wound up hatching. And luckily, she reached out to us, and we took in 350 baby ducks. Right now, we're about 130 to 140 that are still alive. Unfortunately, most of them have lost their life. We're hand feeding. We're doing whatever we can to keep these guys alive right now. We need help with buying food. With electrolytes are extremely expensive. I just bought another package today. It's $27, and it lasts us one day for all the vitamins and electrolytes that we're buying. And we're just trying to get these guys as strong as we possibly can.
How do you feel, though, Howie? Do you think this is all going to work out? I mean, hopefully you have hope that this is going to turn out okay. You must be so concerned and so tired. And I know you work so hard. You're there by yourself a lot of the time. I know you have a lot of wonderful volunteers, but you took this on and it changed your whole life. I know your story. We've been on before. So this is so important to you, and you care so much for those ducks, and you just do such a great job. So folks, please, even if it's $5, $10, whatever you can donate, help this man. He deserves the help. He is a wonderful person, and he is treating these animals as best as he can. We need to help him do better. So what else can we help with here? Let's show some more of the pictures to people. I don't want to stay on too long on these pictures, but as you can see, these poor animals, they actually woke up into a life of hell. They woke up in hell. You can imagine what it was like for them. What for some crazy salted duck egg? What is this? How bizarre. Eating feathers. I mean, I'm sorry. Feathers? People need feathers for nutrition? I don't get this. Howie, what do you want to tell people?
We need to bring this practice to the forefront, because 90% of the people that I've talked to, when they're, even on my Facebook page where I have 6,000 followers, 95% of them had never heard of this practice before. This is something, people are upset about rodeos, and they're upset about other animal cruelty, but this is the ultimate. I mean, these poor babies are brought almost to full term and then dropped in boiling water and cooked alive. For what reason? We don't understand it. We know it's a cultural thing, and we don't understand why they do
Can you
this.
stick the little ducky toward the camera?
Yeah, up a little higher.
So a little higher. There we go. Look at that baby. She's a newborn. She's just, Buddha Mike just donated. How much did you donate, Buddha Mike? How much did you donate, Buddha Mike? Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Tell us how much you donated.
We're trying to get to that point. So
yeah, we're trying to if we get to the halfway
mark, amount would be amazing. And thank you so much.
So yes,
to everyone that donates.
Yeah, Buddha Mike, how much did you donate? That's what we want to know.
Because $30. Wow, thank you so much. That was so
$30. Thank you, Buddha Mike. Okay, so that is 30. That's $760. Let's get to 800. That's $40 more. Tell us about how fragile these little guys are, and if you could put this little guy.
I will bring it back up. Yes.
Yeah. Can you put her? Oh my God.
Put the baby up. Yeah.
And Harriet Sampson donated $108. She $1.08. She says she's struggling financially, but she wants to help. Thank you, Harlan. Thank you for your courage and to donate. Look at that baby. Do you name the ducks?
Well, I try not to, especially with these. We don't know. People don't realize how fragile these babies are. Temperature, nutrition, everything is so extremely important with these babies. I mean, this is the one that this morning we seriously did. She was on her last. We thought
She's
she was
got
gonna,
some breaking news. Hang on a minute. Hang on. She wants to come back on. Go ahead, Jane.
Okay, Mariana Orbezo Cisneros donated $100.
Thank you so much.
Obezo Cisneros said, "Precious baby donates $100. Thank you for all you do." Way to go, Mariana. Thank you. We're up to $860. We're almost at the halfway mark. Let's get to 1,000. We got $140 to go till we get to 1,000. Keep going, Howie. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
no, it's fine. And they're very, very fragile animals. I mean, temperature is critical, and that's why I'm keeping her in my hand to make sure that she stays warm. A duck's temperature is 103 degrees versus what a human is, and people don't realize that. So, you can't keep them in the air conditioning. They have to be kept very warm. Once a duck's temperature drops below 100 degrees, their organs will start to shut down, and that's pretty much the end. Once the organs shut down, there's no bringing it down.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I think we lost you a second. Let me get that across your face there off. Howie, can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you. No problem.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
So temperature is critical. Nutrition is critical, especially at this point, and that's why we're giving them all the vitamins that we can. That's why we're giving them all the vitamins.
You're cutting in and out a little, Howie.
Right. Okay, so I mean, this little baby, it's unbelievable that you are taking care not just of that little baby, but 300 others. 300 little babies born into a cruel world where they're treated like commodities, what was the whole idea? I'm trying to understand, because being a vegan for 28 years, I am just flabbergasted at humanity. What is it that they get turned into? They get turned into a sauteed duck egg.
Salted.
What?
Salted.
Okay, a salted duck egg. And so people eat them like before they hatch. But if you don't eat them in time, they hatch. And that's what happened. 300 ducks were more than that. You said it was originally like 700, and you've just got 300 now, right? You have 300 remaining?
I lost the sound for some reason.
We can hear you. It's muffled. What I would do is go out and come right back in. It goes bad after a while, but go out and come right back in. Yeah. So
yes, actually, Jane, I can answer that. Well, Howie goes out and comes back in. There were 1,000. She originally baited him, telling him she had 60 and that someone else had taken 30. Then she called him back and admitted that she had 1,000, but she was down to 700 to 650. By the time she wouldn't let him come for 3 days, and by the time he got there, then it was down to the 350, 400. And he's back.
Imagine all those poor animals who died trying to fight their way out of a shell, dying. The ones that Howie rescued have been without food and water for 3 days. So how do you bring the water and the food back to them, Howie?
You basically have to grab each one by hand, because if they get in the water, it'll lower their body temperature. So we have to hold them in our hands just like this. And then we have little bowls right here. And then we put the food in the water and the electrolytes in there. And we just kind of put their little beaks in there and see if she's drinking right now. And that picture right there that you have up is exactly what we had to do. We had to hand feed 350 birds.
And the electrolytes are super important. She just had some, right? She just had a little water.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now I lost it. So what we do, are you there?
Put it full screen.
Yes.
Put it full screen.
Okay, so what we do is we buy this little tiny package, which is good for 1 day, is $26. So this is just for the electrolytes and vitamins. So we've already gone through 6 packages of these just in the last 3 days.
Dear
And then
God.
we use the baby duck food.
Oh,
Breaking news. We have another donation. Mira St. John's just donated $20. This is amazing. Thank you, Amira. You're a wonderful activist. We're up to $880. We are just $120 away from our halfway point for our $2,000 match. Thank you. And Everett, well, I'm going to ask, the donor has commented on Facebook, and I don't know if he wants to be anonymous or not. So he can tell me on Facebook if he wants me to mention his name. So he says, thanks for helping these animals. The person doing the really hard work is Howie. Go full screen, and he's feeding that duck right now. Look at that duck having a little water. Look at that baby. Look at that baby right now.
oh,
That little
thank
angel.
God.
And there's more than 300 others just like that little angel who need to be fed by hand. They need very expensive electrolytes. Look at her perk up there after she had some food. She's perking up, or he's perking up and saying, okay, I feel good. And thanks to the care of Howie and the generosity of our donor, so thrilled that we can at least improve the lives of the survivors. Many of the ducks died a horrible death, basically without food or water, fighting their way out of their shells. And they are such fragile creatures. And look at the love that this little duck is getting. We are up to $880 now. So if we can just get $120 more, we can hit the halfway mark of the $2,000 matching fund, because these animals are not cheap. Even though so many people are volunteering hours and hours of their time, they still have to buy the electrolytes that are very expensive. They have to buy the feed. They've got to keep the lights on. Look at that. Oh my God. It's a punch to the stomach. That's an egg becoming a duck, a duckling. And that's what they left in the shell without food or water. I am sick thinking about that. What are your thoughts? I mean, the person who called you is a hero too, because she basically went out on a limb to get the help that she could. Let's give her some props. She could have just ignored the whole thing.
I'm only going to give her a little bit of credit because she doesn't trust me any longer because of what we're doing right here today. And she's the one that just dumped 200 baby duck eggs at the slaughterhouse. So, yeah, she had a small conscience, but why would you dump 200 fertilized eggs at the
Oh, and your sound just went off again. But I just want to say I'm thanking one of the people who's donated, Amira St. John's, who just donated.
Howie, go into that a little bit more. How did you find out about this, and how is this a way that you can prevent it from happening?
Hold on 1 second. I gotta change the settings so I can get back onto the volume again.
Okay.
Any donation helps. Just to bring you up to date, these animals were dumped like this. They're fighting their way out of their shells. And when they did, they were left without food or water for 3 days. A large percentage of them died. There you see some of the victims. This is horrific. It's all for cooked salted duck eggs. Okay, so these animals, it says product of China. Did they originally come from China?
I'm not sure. I know these people are the distributors.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think it gets distributed possibly internationally. We can ask when he comes back. These may have been, ironically, just the boxes they were in. So we need to clarify that.
Yes.
But I believe that is, it is important as soon as he gets back. But I think he is back.
Yes, we don't know that any private company, we don't want to mention names of any private company,
no name on there.
any private company on, but basically people eat these animals as eggs. Is that
As
the thing,
salted
Howie?
eggs?
That they don't
don't
eat them
know.
as eggs. They eat them. They eat them as a duck embryo. I mean, they boil them alive, and then just the picture that you saw. That's how they eat it. They break the egg open, and then they eat the baby duck.
Okay, what was the box that they were in?
We don't know.
There's no words.
That box came from the distributor, so that might be a different product. We don't know
Oh.
anything about that. I haven't looked it up, and I haven't Googled it yet. But these are actually called Balut, Balut,
Balut.
and the other ones are salted duck eggs. I don't know what those are yet.
Okay, they're different. So that clears
Yeah,
that.
those are,
Balut. That's the kind of duck that they are, Balut ducks.
No.
Balut is what they're called while they're still in the egg. Yes.
Well, they're selling them.
It's really, really awful. And, you know, this actually brings me back to a childhood memory. I was raised mostly pescatarian, and there was one exception where we would go to this restaurant called John Duck on the way to the Hamptons from Manhattan when I was a kid. And I don't know who ordered duck, but somebody ordered duck. And then I walked out and I saw all the ducks next to the pond. And as a child, I had this realization, oh my God, are those the ducks that were served at the table?
Yep.
And it just filled me with complete revulsion. There is no nice way to kill an animal who doesn't want to die. And it's not done nicely anyway, almost all the time. It's done horrifically, 99.99999%.
And when I'm talking about this, I compare it to like when they boil a lobster alive. That's basically what they're doing. They're taking a duck that's 6 days from hatching and becoming alive, and they're throwing it in boiling water and cooking it to death. And then they eat the feathers, they eat the bones, they eat every part of it.
Dear God. I mean, that is so, it's sickening. And it is sickening the way
it's beyond sickening. The whole food chain thing is just sickening.
Dear God. Well, if you're just joining us, this gentleman, Howie, of the ducksanctuary.com, and his team rescued, I'm still unclear about the exact number. Many had died. They were basically left in their shells too long. They hatched, and then they were left without food and water for 3 days. A large number died. Those who survived were rescued by Howie, but he doesn't have the funds to take care of them all. They require expensive electrolytes. So a wonderful philanthropist. I didn't say to stay, well, let's use his first name, Everett. And if he wants to give us his last name, we will do that. We have another friend who donated. She told me, how much did you donate? Karen LaCava.
Oh, great.
Her, how much she donated. A wonderful vegan chef and activist said she's watching and horrible. And we're going to get her donation amount so we can keep this going. $50. Oh,
Yay!
Karen LaCava donated $50. Amazing. Thank you, Karen, for your generosity. We are up to $930. We are literally $70 from the halfway mark of Everett's $2,000 matching fund. This is amazing. Thank you. I want to say thank you, Karen LaCava. Wow, what generosity. Amazing.
What we do every Friday is that we do a $5 Friday. So we just ask people the $5 that you might spend at Starbucks or some other coffee shop, if you could donate that $5. And every Friday, we wind up getting enough money for the weekend to buy food. So when people don't think that $5 counts, that $5 counts. It really does.
Oh, God, yes. God, yes. 5, 10. We had somebody who donated $1. We have a $500 donation. Helps. And also from just a spiritual, like inspirational level, when people donate $5, it energetically, it inspires Howie, his team, all of us to keep going. to keep going. So I am sharing this out as much as I can. Tell the story from the very top. When did you first get the call, Howie?
I got the call last Wednesday afternoon, and it was a very strange call. It was a lady saying that she accidentally
Oh, you're cutting out.
hatched 90 baby ducks, and that she sent 30 of them to a farm, and she wondered if we could take 60 baby ducks here at the sanctuary. And so I called my CFO, and that in itself is a large amount of baby ducks to be taken care of, including the 400 that we have here at the sanctuary. So I called him, and then he got on the phone, and he had a long conversation with her, and he has his ways of getting people to talk. And it turned out there were almost 800 eggs that were going to hatch. So at that point, we got very, 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 very scared. Luckily, it only turned out to be 380. So it was really about a half of what we were expecting at that time. But still, I mean, people do not realize how many babies that is. It's 350 babies. It took 10 totes of us to gather all these baby ducks up and get them fed and get them watered. And 4 of us worked feverishly for 4.5 hours just to get them their initial food and water when we first picked them up.
I have a question for you, Howie. How many ducks do you have at the duck pond? I know you never turn a duck down.
No, I never turn a duck down. We have about 400 permanent residents here, which is why we're trying to, on our GoFundMe page, we're trying to raise enough money to buy a new sanctuary. I'm actually putting my own house up for sale right now. So that unfortunately I have to split it with my ex-wife, but I'm going to sell my own house just to build the sanctuary. So
will you live there? Will you be able to at least have a roof on your head, I hope?
Yes, I'm hoping with the money between the money I raise and the money that I sell I even sold my Range Rover the other day just to make sure we had enough food for the week. I mean, I spend $160 a day buying food. And so when I wake up in the morning, I don't like the feeling of knowing whether that $160 is in the account or not. So I went ahead and put up my own car for sale the other day. And so now I had a small cushion.
Oh, my God. Well, how are you going to get around without a car?
Luckily, a wonderful, wonderful, kind of a famous wildlife artist in Huntington Beach donated the car that I'm in right now. She donated a 2000 Lexus, and people can donate cars. They can donate artwork. They can donate anything they wish. We are a 501c3, and they will get a full write-off.
You are.
Wait a second. You are a 501c3.
We are a
the difference. Okay, that's
sorry.
really
I said you weren't.
That's a really important
point. No. We got our 501c3 almost 2 years ago now.
Wow.
So we are full tax deductible.
That's all right. That's great to know, because that's also inspiring. I donated without thinking I'm going to get a write-off, but I certainly prefer a write-off. And that is another, by the way,
that's
we
another
have
good
an incredibly
reason.
Generous donor who actually found out about this story, and he texted me, I think it was last night or yesterday morning, and said, we've got to help these ducks. I am doing a $2,000 match. And I knew Lindsay, our amazing Action Hour host, had also heard about it. She's going live, and we've said we're going to stay on as long as we can. We're only $70 away from the halfway point. At least let's get to the halfway point. If we get, my gosh, it's not higher.
We'll get 2,000.
20, 40, 3 people doing $20 and 1 person doing $10, and we have reached the halfway point. And again, I've donated, Lindsay's donated, and that will be a lot. So share out and donate.
So I have a story to tell you.
Shout out to anybody who's donating. People are joining as we speak. So let's repeat once again.
Let's recap
what this story is. Recap it.
Go ahead, Howie.
So 5 days ago, we got a phone call. We didn't know the entire story, but we were told there were going to be anywhere from 100 to 800 baby ducks that we were going to be taking in at the sanctuary. Luckily, it only turned out to be about 350. that actually hatched. So we went and picked them all up. We got them here to the sanctuary on Saturday afternoon, and it's been around the clock care ever since we've got them. So it's it's been a very, very tiring and a lot of emotions. We've lost a lot of ducks that passed away after 1 or 2 or 3 days old from not having any water, no food. We were told originally they were just going to throw them in the dumpster if we didn't take them. And there was no way I was going to ever turn down a baby duck. I told my CFO, he was aghast when I first called him, and he said, "What are you going to do with 400 baby ducks?" And I said, "We're going to do whatever it takes." And there was no matter what he told me, we were taking them, no matter what. So.
Oh my gosh, you are so incredible. You're such a warrior, Harry. Harry too. No, just kidding.
So I do have another quick story to tell you.
Okay, yeah.
3 weeks ago, and this is the strangest thing that's ever happened to me running a sanctuary. Got a phone call from a gentleman who had gotten some baby goslings, and he called me up and said, "Hey, a couple days ago, we noticed one of the babies wasn't walking. We don't know what happened. He barely kind of spoke English." And then he asked me if he could bring it by so I could take a look at it. I said, of course, anytime that someone's got any kind of waterfowl and they want me to look at it, I'll absolutely do that. Didn't hear from him for an entire week. The following 7 days later, the following Saturday morning, he called and he said, "Can we come over this morning? We just been so busy with work." And I said, of course. And anybody that has an animal that needs help, bring him over. We'll see what we can do. He showed up here. The gosling had broken its leg 7 days previous, had been laying in a pen with a broken leg for 7 days before it was even brought to us. I looked at it. I told him, I said, "This is exactly what's happened. Is this leg is folded in half. It's been broken right at the knee joint." And he said, "Well, what do you think?" And I said, "Well, it's going to cost anywhere from, at this point now, anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200. He turned to his wife, handed me the gosling, and said, "This is yours now. We are never going to spend that kind of money on an animal," and walked away. And we immediately called our vet. Unfortunately, it took us another week and a half to get him into surgery. The Achilles tendon had shortened so much that when the vet got in there, he stopped the surgery. He called in a orthopedic specialist, called me, and our total bill was $2,800.
Oh my gosh.
But we had a lady who's a friend of ours from Hollywood. She called her business manager, who was an amazing gentleman. He donated the entire $2,800 for the surgery.
Wow, that is amazing.
And he paid for the entire surgery to be done. And she's in recovery right now. She hates me to death because she's in a cast. So she's going to have to wear a cast for 2 more weeks. But we will go to any length to save an animal. I mean, no matter what, we will reach out to our followers. We have some very amazing people. They're all very, very upset about this story. I mean, to lose the lives of as many as we did already, and everyone, of course, is saying focus on the good and the ones that we are saving, which we try to do that. But when you have baby ducks that are only a few days old dying in the palm of your hand, it rips the heart out of your chest, basically. You know, it's just
and it's just so important to you, I'm sure, to know that people are there for you. Even like you said, a $5, $10 donation means so much.
Oh my God!
Courage. Go ahead, Jane.
No, keep going. I'm trying to get more information. It's coming in. People are texting me. People are saying, "Look for my Facebook comment." So I'm trying to. People are being generous, but I just have to find. We're $70 away from our $1,000 mark here to get half of the match. So a wonderful philanthropist who I'll just mention as Everett, I don't know if he wants his last name out there, called and said, he texted me and said, "This is heartbreaking. Let's save these ducks. I will pledge $2,000, but it's a match. So we have to match those funds." So we're moving forward. I pledged 500. Lindsay pledged 100. We have people who pledged $1. We have people who pledged $50, $20. We are $70 away from the halfway mark of the $1,000 match. And so if we get 3 people with $20 each and one $10, or 6 or 7 people with $10, that's how they boil them alive and cook them after they're born, before they can stretch their legs. It's disgusting to me. It just, honestly, all I could say is that every day I'm embarrassed to be a member of the human race, given what they've done. By the way, let's give a shout out to Josh Goldstein, who went all the way up there.
Yes.
And was videotaping all of this. That's really hard work. Sent the video to Lindsay Baker so that she could do this story today and show you some of that. Take it away, Lindsay.
Well,
absolutely. Go ahead. Take it away.
Josh is one of the most amazing people we've ever met in the rescue business. Very selfishly, he met us up in Orange County at 9 o'clock in the morning. He spent the entire morning with us, help feeding and watering, because there was only 4 of us and he was one of them. And he got dirty. He got in there and he helped us get the food and the water into these babies. He helped us remove the ones that were passing away. And I could see in his eyes how hard this was for him. And not only did he do that, he followed us back to the sanctuary. He donated 12 hours of his life that day to making sure that all of this was very well documented. I can't say enough thank yous to Josh.
Absolutely. Thank you, Josh. We hope you're watching and get to see this, because we think you're amazing. And without your photos, amazing. We would not have been able. This is, I think, what people are telling me. Show those babies. It really tugs at your heartstrings. So we will show the babies. And we will ask you, please, whatever possible amount. We all can dig in our pockets a little bit, maybe once in a while. I know it's tough, but maybe skip that coffee that you're going to have, that Starbucks, whatever you have to do for that 5 or 10 that you could donate today. And that would make such a difference here for Howie and for these beautiful babies. Look at them, born into just like innocence, just born into, wanting to come into this world, probably with eyes of wonderment and the hell they were born into. Howie, talk a little bit about where you got them, and it sounds like that, we don't know for sure, but it's sort of like just shipping a luggage, the way they were handled, right?
I don't know. I didn't want to dip into the whole entire story. It was so depressing. But
where did you find
what it is basically is there are specific farms that I won't mention the name. There's even a very famous one that people buy farm animals from. And I found out they actually, along with selling live animals, they actually sell balut eggs. And this is a very, very famous hatchery, and they're involved in this. And we don't know where
it's not illegal.
I'm sorry?
There's no way that this is, they're allowed to sell these eggs. Are they certified healthy? Are they checked by the FDA?
No.
What's going on? What about the health issues this could lead to?
Yeah, everybody I've talked to said because they're considered a farm animal, there's no animal cruelty involved. Yeah, they're not even a food producer. This is a farm that sells live animals. And then I've been talking to many people since this thing has happened. And they said, oh yeah, that same person that's selling those live animals sell the fertilized eggs to the balut industry. And it just made me sick. I like I said, more. The most important thing that I can do today is to get this story out, that people that don't know this industry exists have to know that this is not an uncommon place. And what these people do when these eggs hatch unexpectedly, they throw them in the trash. They don't reach out to sanctuaries. They don't reach out to people to adopt them. They are so ashamed of what they do. And the same thing with the people that I got these from. They're so ashamed that they're so afraid that the word gets out that they'll be put out of business. And they should be. They absolutely should.
We've got another donation that just came in. Jamie Logan just donated $10 for a $940 total right now. We are $60 away from the halfway mark of our matching fund. $60 away. Let's keep it going, people. I mean, that's $3 $20, $6 $10. Let's get it done. You know, there's nothing that feels better. It always feels good when you rescue animals, and it's tax deductible. Oh, wow, what happened here? I'm trying to keep track of everything going on. Unchained TV is on so many platforms. We're on the streaming network behind me. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on X. We're on LinkedIn. We're on all sorts of platforms. So apologies if I look like I'm looking down. I'm trying to keep track of people making comments on all of them. So
wow, Jane, that's what you're doing is amazing. And thank you so much.
Well, listen, it's the least I can do. You guys are doing the hard work. Howie is doing the hard work. When do you sleep, Howie?
Yeah.
Well, believe it or not, I actually have 9 ducks in my house right now, including the duck that just had the surgery. I have a black swan cygnet that was just found. She's about 3 weeks old, and she's in my bedroom at home.
Hold on, we got breaking news. Rachel Levy Edgemont, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly, Rachel. I've known her for years, is donating $50.
Yay!
$50. Oh my gosh. Guess what? Thank you, Rachel. We're at $990. Thank you, Rachel, so much. And she's another amazing activist. Wow, that is
$10 more.
We're $10 away. Now wow. Thank you, Rachel J. Levy, Edgemont. That is amazing, wonderful. It really tickles me every time we get a donation in, makes me just so happy. And, it's a lot of activists who are already donating so much of their time and funds, and yet they don't stop. Amazing.
Oh, wait, did you get this one, Rachel?
Yes, that's who I just announced.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I missed that. I'm trying to keep everything going here.
Okay, this is incredible.
This is good. Okay, let's show those people what we're donating for. Again, these babies, these precious babies.
For anybody that's in California, Channel 7 News was out here.
Yes,
So if they want to see more video of live of what's going on here today, they can tune to Channel 7 News. It'll be on probably in the next half hour.
Wow, how amazing. Guess what? Rachel says she wants to make it to the halfway mark for the match, so she's adding another $10. We hit $1,000 here today, people.
Wow!
Let's match by 1,000, so we've already made 2,000, and we're gonna definitely make the $4,000 total. So
let me play a little happy music.
Yes, we have to play some happy music. Thank you for the generosity of everybody who donated. And I am so proud of all the activists, the people of incredible generosity. This is wonderful news. Howie, you are our hero. You are our hero. Amazing. Amazing. Woohoo!
That is so awesome. It makes my heart so happy right now to hear that people care, because as everybody knows, everybody cares about cat and dog rescue, and nobody really cares about waterfowl rescue. And again, I get flack all the time. Why are you spending $200 on a duck to have its leg fixed? Why are you spending $300 on a duck to have its bill fixed? Why are you spending any amount of money on a duck? It's just a duck. And I tell people, all you do have to do is spend 10 minutes with any duck and look into its eyes and see the compassion that these ducks have. And ducks are, they're absolutely amazing. Believe me, I would never push them as pets, but they are not farm animals. They really do have personalities, and they're absolutely amazing animals.
Please take that beautiful baby you have in your hands and show us again, closer to the camera,
Aww.
Look at that angel, one of 300, more than 300. Look at her baby. She needs, her head's drooping.
Yeah,
I've
got some cold water. Yeah, I'm giving it to her
They
right
are
now.
going to use these funds to purchase electrolytes that are very expensive. That's what's keeping these ducks alive till they can get strong enough to proceed on their own. And wow, this is,
We're getting
I
lots of
want to
comments.
thank everybody who donated, because you really made the difference. Even though we had a philanthropist call in and say, we are going to give you $2,000. It was a match. It is a match. So without those matching donations, that money does not kick in. Joan O'Brien, can you please, she says Facebook Messenger. Okay, see, let me go to my Facebook Messenger to see where Joan O'Brien, Joan, can Joan please tell us what she's donated? Just Joan O'Brien, if you're watching, please tell us what you donated so we can add it to the total, because my Facebook Messenger is not coming up right this second. Let me see here. It's not coming up. The Messenger, Facebook Messenger, I don't see it, unfortunately. So Joan, if you're watching, please go on Facebook and just text. It says, she sent, Joan, tell us what you donated. We really want to know. This is super exciting. Facebook Messenger, I don't know. Josh Goldstein is watching. Josh, you're our hero for going out there. And you're our hero for going out there and videotaping and getting that videotape to Lindsay so she could do this show today with Howie. Absolutely amazing. I don't want to leave anybody out because so many people donated. I want you to know that my heart goes out to all of you in gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will make that other $1,000. But the fact that we hit the 50% mark,
yes,
and we've already guaranteed $2,000 going to these chicks, and it is tax deductible. That's great news. He is a 501c3 nonprofit. Talk for a second. I'm going to try to check my messenger before we jump off.
Okay. Yes, Howie.
Please
How do you
don't
feel about those donations you just heard about?
It makes my heart very, very happy to anyone that donates to our sanctuary for the preservation of these animals. I also want to send out a huge thanks to BJ, who just drove to LA to go pick up those fertilized eggs from the slaughterhouse. I called her at the spur of the moment. She dropped everything and she drove over to the slaughterhouse to go get those fertilized eggs right now.
And they luckily gave them to you without any trouble?
Is that BJ Hollyfield?
Yes.
Yes.
BJ Hollyfield, another hero. It takes a village.
She is a hero during this whole entire story. She was on the all social media, getting this story out as much as she possibly could. She was sad that she couldn't be here in person, but she is truly an angel for what she did for us for this story.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I'm looking for Jones. For some reason, I'm not seeing Jones.
She will be transporting those to you?
Yes, she's got them right now, and I'll make arrangements with her tomorrow or tonight and find out what her arrangements are to get them to me. She said there's 8 of them right now that she could see that are actually ready to hatch. So
wow.
So oh, I see. These are babies that have not hatched yet.
Oh, no. The lady, that's the breaking news. The lady that gave us these 300 ducks didn't want them to come to us anymore, so she dropped all the unhatched eggs off at a slaughterhouse today.
Oh no! But you can't get them?
No, we got them. We have a connection with the slaughterhouse. We have an inside connection to the slaughterhouse, and he actually called her, and she confirmed that it was the same lady that we got these from.
That's wonderful. Sorry, it's a lot. It's a complicated story, and it shows you just how complicated everything is. I mean, this is not easy to do. So unfortunately, Joan, I am on my Facebook Messenger and I do not see your Facebook message. So I just have to say, please comment on Facebook and tell us how much you've donated, because we want to add that to the final total before we go off. And yeah, it's not here for whatever reason. Joan is not on this.
We got a couple of questions here. How many more from the slaughterhouse are there? So you may be hearing about more coming from there, or you just don't know yet?
I haven't told you the whole story yet. She actually tried to drop off 5 cases, which would be probably another 800. And the slaughterhouse said, no, we wouldn't take them. And so when he wouldn't take them, she just dropped one of the cases next to the dumpster and left. So then he called my connection and said, hey, I don't know if you can, because he knows about me, because we have gotten a few animals from them. And so he said, I don't know if you want to call your person or not, if he's got somebody in the LA area that can pick them up, but they're just laying out here by the dumpster. And so like I said, BJ dropped everything. She ran out there. She got them. I have a picture of them all laid out on her table right now. It's just really sad.
Do you have you have a picture. If you could, next time. We will do a follow-up with you.
Okay.
And we'll follow up with you. We're not going to just let this story go. We will definitely check back with you. And
oh my God, hold on. This is the big breaking news. We just hit the match. Joan O'Brien said I donated $1,000 via, I won't say which, but a charitable account to Duck Pond Inc., the charity's official name. It will take 10 days for Howie to get the check. We hit the $2,000 match.
Wow.
We have raised $4,000. Joan O'Brien, thank you. That's amazing.
Wow. That is so amazing.
That's so cool.
Oh my gosh, this is huge. This is huge. Joan O'Brien.
People care. People do care.
Wow.
People do care.
Yeah, people care.
Thank you. We hit the $2,000 match. Thanks to you, we hit the $2,000 match.
That's amazing. We should have done a happy dance.
And Howie's organization will get $4,000. Unbelievable. I'm going to cry.
I'm so happy
that is so amazing. So amazing.
Oh my God. Oh
my God.
I am going to cry.
But people can still donate if they want to, because that's great.
Joan O'Brien rocks. My dog is whining. She thinks I'm upset. I'm not upset, honey. I'm happy that we were able to. Wow.
You have very protective dogs.
Very protective dogs. Well, guys, I have a 6:30 meeting. I have to walk those dogs. Amira says, you rock, Joan. Joan O'Brien rocks. Joan O'Brien's a hero. This is incredible.
Joan. Thank you so much, Joan. That is absolutely incredible.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. I mean, honestly, this is a miracle to hit that. We've hit the match.
Absolutely amazing.
And I'm going to tell right now the philanthropist who donated, who goes by Everett. That's what I'm not using his last name. I'm going to let him know we hit the match. This is fantastic. I'm so, every time I feel like the human race is, and then people come out and do these wonderful things. Joan, she says it's the least I can do. Howie is the one doing all the work. But you know what, Joan? Without you, he couldn't have done the work. Without you, we couldn't have hit the match. And I just want to thank Joan and all the other people who donated. It's absolutely amazing. We hit the match.
That's crazy.
Howie will get the 4K. Woo!
That's a full month's worth of food for our sanctuary. That's absolutely amazing.
That's amazing. We're so happy for you. So
This is
again, people,
incredible.
you can still donate. You can help by contacting Howie. Maybe you want to go up and volunteer. There's so many ways he can use help on social media. So, but yes, please
even
continue to donate.
just sharing my posts and getting the word out about us to every person is the most important thing.
And Jane, we have to thank you because you came on, and I'm sure you coming on had a lot to do with us reaching those goals. So thank you so much.
No, don't thank me. It's a privilege to be able to do this. This is why I started Unchained TV, for something exactly like this.
Yeah.
And thank you, Lindsay, for doing a lot of hard work, the host of the Action Hour, and on our board, on the Unchained TV nonprofit board.
My pleasure.
So it takes a team, it takes a village. Together we did it. The generosity of activists and people watching. I mean, I'm still crushed that these animals have been treated this way by humanity, but there is hope. There is goodness in humanity. And
yep, absolutely.
Wow.
All right. So anything else anybody wants to add? We're still getting comments here. Tom Vincel just dropped in. He said, thank you, Jane and Lindsay, for the Action Hour. Karen LaCava, everyone's thanking. Well, we should all be, like you said, thanking Howie as well, particularly Howie. Brings faith back. Everyone's saying the same thing. Brings faith back.
Philanthropist.
Thank the philanthropist, number one. Yes, he really started everything. Yeah, we don't want to leave anyone out. It's so easy to leave people out when you start thanking, and we don't.
Yes, I don't want to leave anybody out. There were so many people, many of them my good friends, who donated. So I don't want to start naming names, because you know what happens when I do that?
Yep.
I always forget somebody, and then people get upset. So I just finally texted the philanthropist just now, and I said, we hit the match. One woman donated $1,000. I went down the thing. I said, thank you so much. XOXOXO. And on that note, I am going to sign off. Thank you both. Please keep us updated to the health of these little ducklings.
Absolutely, I will. Thank you so much.
Bless you for this hard work of yours. Signing off. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
so
Jane.
much.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you so much. You're awesome. You're so awesome.
All right, Howie, I guess we'll be wrapping up too, and we'll follow up with you on this. Maybe in a few weeks we'll do another story and see how you're doing with the ducks. So keep in touch, and people, remember, you can still donate. You want to donate today, tomorrow. They're still going to have the need. Like you said, that's 1 month's worth of, and that's wonderful, and that gives you a little bit of help with this giant surprise, but we still need to support you. So we will keep you updated. Tom says, please keep us updated. Yes, we absolutely will. And so many people are thanking again. So we're so happy for all of this. And okay, Howie.
Thank
you. Take
care
and keep in touch, please.
Okay, thank you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
All right, what did